chemistry class. In the last class we have learned about chemistry or chemicals in industry, application of chemistry in industry. Under that you have learned about some industrial applications such as table salt, methane, propane, what else? Methane, propane, table salt, fertilizers, gypsum, limestone, etc. In today's class we are going to learn about some applications. The first one is how chemistry is applied in cements. The first topic is cement. What is cement? Cement is the combination of limestone, gypsum and clay. Cement is the combination of limestone, gypsum and clay. Then white cement. For what the cement is used? Cement has the binding capacity. Binding means you have one brick. You bind this brick with another brick using cement. The cement is used to bind two materials. The cement is used in construction for binding materials. This white cement is used in the manufacture of mosaic. Water repelling calcium stearate is mixed with the cement and it can be used for construction purposes. Then concrete, for putting concrete in construction, the sand, stone and cement mixture is used. Do you understand about what is cement? Cement is a binding substance. It is a combination of limestone, gypsum and clay. Then white cement is used in manufacturing of mosaic. Water repelling calcium stearate is added with the cement to make the roof as waterproof. Then it is used in the concrete process of creating or making concrete. Concrete is the combination of sand, stone and cement. I hope you are all clear about cement. Then the next one is glass. You know what is glass? You all know, right, what is glass? Now we can see some of the properties of glass. Glasses are hard, brittle and non-crystalline. What is meaning of hard? What is the difference between hard and soft? Hard means it will be very rough and hard. Soft means it will be very soft. The glasses are very hard. Next one is brittle. Brittle means it is easily breakable. When we put down the glass, it will break. So it is breakable and non-crystalline. It is not a crystal. Usually crystals shine and look like very pretty, right? So it is not crystal. Glasses are hard, brittle and non-crystalline. It does not possess the properties of a crystal. Then this glasses are maybe transparent or translucent or opaque. Transparent means you have a glass in between. You can see the object what is in the back of the glass. That is transparent. If it is transparent, we can see the object which is in the opposite side of the glass. For example, we have seen, right, in many places, when you go to a museum or park, you will have some animals inside that glass cages and you can see from this side what is in the opposite side of the glass. You can see, right? That type of glasses are called transparent glasses. Translucent means completely we cannot see, but some of the images, that is some blood images we can see. That is translucent, and opaque means we cannot see. What is in the opposite side of the glass we cannot see. That is opaque. Did you understand what is transparent, translucent and opaque? Then this glass is made up of, it is the combination of silica, sodium carbonate, limestone, potassium or sodium nitrate. I repeat, silica, sodium carbonate, limestone and potassium or sodium nitrate. We have to take all this and we have to heat this materials at high temperature. When we heat this at high temperature, you can get glass. Do you understand? I repeat once again. Silica, sodium carbonate and limestone with potassium or sodium nitrate. If you heat in high temperature, you can get glass. Then the next point is, magnesium compounds are used to decolorize. You consider this, all these chemicals will be in some colors, right? To decolorize, to remove the color from the glass, some manganese compounds are used. Then when you want to give some color, if you need some blue color glass or green color glass, you have to add coloring agents. Just you have to add these coloring agents and you can get that particular color. Did you understand what is glass? I repeat, listen. It is hard, brittle and non-crystalline. Brittle means easily breakable. Then it may be transparent, translucent or opaque. What is opaque? Cannot see the objects at the other side of the glass. It will be opaque. Then next is, the glass is made up of silica. Silica is nothing but the sand, okay? The normal sand we use is called silica. Sodium carbonate, limestone and potassium or sodium nitrate. When we heat in high temperature, we get glass. To remove the colors from that glass, we use manganese compounds. And finally, when we need colored glasses, we have to add coloring agents. Did you understand? Now, depending on the composition, etc., we have many types of glasses. And here we are going to learn about 9 types of glasses. Come on. The first one is soda lime glass. This type of glasses are used in window pans, tumblers. The tumblers we use, glass tumblers we use for having juice and all, right? Tumblers and low quality glassware. The soda lime glasses are used in window pans, tumblers and low quality glassware. The second type of glass is hard or potash glass. They are used in high quality glassware, decorative items. Decorative items we use in glass are made up of this hard or potash glass. Next one is flint or crystal glass. This type of glasses are used in electric bulb, optical instruments, artificial gems, etc. Next type of glass is safety glass. Safety glasses are used in windshields of automobiles and aircrafts, and this type of glasses are used in bulletproof glass applications. Then the next is, the safety glasses can be fused with, if glass is there, the both sides of the glass will be fused with some plastic materials. Then the next one is Pyrex glass or borosilicate. Pyrex glass or borosilicate. They are used in manufacturing of laboratory apparatus. Then quartz glass, it is used in manufacturing of crucibles and tubes. This is also for laboratory applications. These crucibles and tubes are used in laboratories. Then photochromatic glass, they are used in making spectacles. This glass, when we use this photochromatic glasses in manufacturing of spectacles, this spectacles changes its color when it is exposed to ultraviolet rays. When we take it away from ultraviolet rays, it comes back to its color, and when we keep it in ultraviolet rays, it will change its color. This is an important point in photochromatic glass. Next is, last one is optical fibers. Glasses can also be used in making optical fibers. This optical fibers, what is the application of this optical fibers? Optical fibers are very thin wires. It is used in giving telephone connections, internet connections, And endoscopes. These optical fibers are used in manufacturing of endoscopes. So endoscopes is an instrument used in hospitals. Did you understand what is glass and the types of glass? Then the next application is soaps and detergents. The soaps and detergents are man-made. We are making soaps and detergents. Soap will be like thick cake and detergent will be in the powdered form. Comparing to soap and detergent, the detergent is highly powerful. It removes the dirt from our clothes, etc. Now, how these soaps are made up of? The soaps are made up of potassium and sodium. Sodium and potassium salts of hydrocarbon. From the potassium and sodium salts of hydrocarbon, the soaps and detergents are manufactured. Now consider you have a bowl in which you have water mixed with detergent or soap. Now we are putting this cloth inside this bowl. Here the white spot shown is in the center. There is a white spot. This you consider as the dirt. This dirt is shown here. This part is shown here. Here is a dirt. The dirt is here, and this small particles found here are the soap particles. Then when the dirt is here in this cloth, this soap particles come and stick in this dirt, and it removes the dirt and mixes with the water. So now the dirt is in the water, the cloth is without dirt. Did you understand? What is soap or detergent? It is the potassium or sodium salts of hydrocarbons. Then the soap is in cake form or the detergent is in powdered form. Comparing to soap and detergent, the detergents are more powerful in removing the dirt from the cloths. Did you understand? The next one is plastic. There are two types of plastic, thermosetting and thermoplastic. Thermosetting plastics are used in backplane, melamine, and the application is in our home we use this handles, right? In cooker and all we will have handles in black color. That is made up of this thermosetting plastics. This thermosetting plastics, once if it is made, we cannot remold. On heating, we cannot remold it. Once it is done, it is done. Next one is thermoplastic. It is opposite to thermosetting. Thermoplastic plastics can be remolded. If you are having a plastic doll, we can again by applying heat to this plastic, we can remold it. PVC, polystyrene and polyethylene are the thermoplastic plastic materials. Did you understand? The next one is paint, enamels and dyes. What is paint? Paint is a liquid, chemical liquid. It is made of, how they are preparing paint means they zinc, magnesium and aluminium powder are mixed in some solvent. The solvent, depending upon the application, the solvent varies. Water is used or oil is used as a solvent. When we mix the zinc, magnesium and aluminium powder in this solvent, any of the solvent, it is called paint. The paint, normally the white paint we use is made up of zinc oxide. This white paint is used in the field of cosmetics and in the manufacture of soaps, etc. For what these paints are used? To prevent the rusting of iron. In windows we have iron pieces, and to prevent the rusting of iron, these paints are used. And in buildings, in wall center, for what they are using paint? To prevent the wall from decay due to moisture, etc. Did you understand what is paint? Paint is a chemical liquid. It's a combination of zinc, magnesium and aluminium powder and some of the solvent. Depending on the application, the solvent can be water or oil. The white paint generally they use is made up of zinc oxide. It is used in the application of cosmetics and soaps, etc. The paint is used to prevent rusting of iron. In buildings, it is used to prevent the decay of walls or buildings from moisture content present in the air. The next one is enamels. Enamels are organic oil paints. Organic, it is obtained from plant resin, so it is organic, and this enamels are used in decorations of pots, stoves, refrigerators, etc. To decorate this pots, refrigerators and stoves, these enamels are used. The next one is dyes. The dyes are natural or synthetic. These dyes, Alcerin red and indigo blue are the commonly used dyes or examples of dyes. The natural dyes, for example, from vegetables, beetroot is red in color, from that we can take natural dyes from vegetables, cabbage, from all those vegetables we can get natural dyes. These dyes are used in coloring cloths while they are manufacturing cloths. They use these dyes to give colors to the cloths, and also hair dyes are available. The hair dyes are synthetic. And when our cloths or carpets get stained, stain means it is not easily removable, right? Stains. So when we have our cloths stained or undergone some decolorization, what we can do? We have some chemicals and physical applications to remove these stains. Naturally, while we are wearing a cloth, under the arms we get sweat and some decolorization appears. This can be removed by using lemon juice. The lemon juice is enough, or vinegar can be used to remove the stains. And one more thing is, coconut oil or salt can also be used to remove stains from carpets, etc. Then some chemicals such as hydrogen peroxide, oxalic acid, glycerin can also be used to remove stains from some thick materials and carpets, etc. Do you understand about paints, enamels and dyes? The next application is silicons. Silicons are chemicals, it is synthetic, it is man-made chemicals which is made up of silicon and other materials. Silicon will be the one constituent and some other chemicals combine with silicon to form silicones. Silicones are non-toxic, it is not poisonous. So it is used in tinned foods. Tinned foods means the foods we will buy in tins, right? That applications it is used. Then some more applications of silicones are non-stick pans it is used. Then it is used as a waterproof material. So it is applied in raincoats, etc. Did you understand what is silicones? Silicones are made up of silicon combining with some other chemical substances. They are non-toxic. Then some applications of silicones are non-stick pans, raincoats, etc. Then the last application is chemistry and defense. In defense, how chemistry is used, we can learn. In defense, they are using many bullets, vehicles, etc., etc., and explosive bombs. They are using many things, right? In that, how chemistry is used. Using some nanotechnology, many of the small objects are made using chemicals. These warfare gases like chlorine, partene, mustard oil, etc. are used in the manufacture of bullets. Then explosive means they use for explosion bombs, they will use, no? In that, trinitrotoluene, research, development, explosives, used. So, in defense, in industry, cosmetics, clothing, food, many applications we have learned using chemistry. By this, we are ending this unit. Next class, we can see the revision of this unit.